We saw about AI agents and what are the different types of agents. We understood that there is generative AI which can generate some text or whatever we want. It can generate the information, summarize the information, do what we want, but then what helps them to take the actions. And that is what differentiates generative AI from AI agents. And so now let us understand how are these agentic AI executing the task that it needs to be done. What is making them actually the AI agents and not generative AI? So the tools are the external capabilities that the LLM can invoke, that the LLM can call. Now that tools can be APIs, database queries, some kind of internal services, third party systems, internal functions which are written in code. They turn the LLM from something that just talks into something that can act. And so LLMs on their own are stateless. They do not have any access to real time system and they can't take action. But give them tools and then they can fetch the data, they can trigger events, they can access structured data like calendars, dashboards, or CRMs, and they can also run pre written logic based on business rules. And that's how generation turns into execution. So it's with the help of these tools that the agents are able to uh, work as agents and not just LLMs. So why do the tools matter? One is they unlock execution. So without tools, the agent is just an assistant that makes suggestion. With tools, it can complete workflows end to end. So the tools will help us to perform the task that is there. The tools will increase the precision. That is, here it will not just um, beat around the bush, rather it will just get the exact status what I'm looking for. So the LLM can ask the right system directly what's the actual order status instead of making up a delay reason. So it will give me the position as such, and so that will help to improve precision. It will not give me the ifs and the whys, but rather just the state as it is. And they also let you control risk. So it shows me what's there. It shows me the reality. So and the LLMs can't do anything outside of the tools that are there. So uh, at the end of the day, it is the human which decides to give them the tools and to execute these tasks. So the tools enable composability. So if you want to combine the CRM, the calendar, the emails stack into one assistant, we can expose each of these tasks as tools and let the LLM orchestrate them. So they help to enable composability. I can make use of several apps, several components here with the help of these tools. So one example of these tools are, let's say we want to build a simple agent to handle the task, that is to inform a customer that their order is delayed and offer a new delivery time. So human will type, can you let John know his order is delayed and reschedule it for tomorrow? Now the LLM breaks it down. It will check the order status. It will check if it is delayed, check the delivery slots, draft an email, send the email, and log the interaction. So what are the tool calls that it is making? First of all, it is getting the order status. Then it is getting the available slots. It will send an email, and then it will also log the event that it is rescheduled and the status has been completed, that is this particular task has been done. The LLM composes the message to inform John that the order is delayed and it is rescheduled for tomorrow. The system will run the action, log the output, and also send a status update to the dashboard. So as you can see, with one task, the LLM is able to check, perform all these subtasks, and also not just these subtasks, also not make a list alone, but rather tool calling is also done. Then text generation is also done here, and finally it will execute. So the user asks a question or gives a task. The LLM will first of all understand what needs to be done, and so it will come up with a set of series of steps. So once that is done, there will be a parser parcel will actually convert that idea, that set of steps, that planning into a set of executable API calls, so that API calls or database query or an internal function, whatever it may be, this parser is converting that idea into interacting with those tools. And then the tool will return a result which will be nothing but the observation. And that observation is the output. And then accordingly it will decide what is missing, if there is anything that's missing or what needs to be done next, and this will go on till a satisfactory response can be sent to the user about whether the task is completed or not. So first of all, the user will give the task, the LLM will understand, the parser will convert that query into a structured format, the agent will call the right tool, and then it will return a result, that will be the observation. The LLM will then check the observation and check if there is anything missing or what has to be done next. And then the LLM will generate a final response that the task is completed or not completed due to some reason. So what makes a tool usable? So to make use of the tool, I have to define the name, description, what is the input parameters, and what will be the output structure. For any function that we have, we will have the name, what are the parameters that it is looking for, what is the output that is expected, and what is it supposed to do. Like that only we define any tool also in LLM. Next, further we are going to see what are RAGs and what is the role of agentic RAGs among all these.